Mom! Why on earth would you do that to our family picture? Why did you crop me off from the frame? Excuse me? I just got a text from Grandpa right now about the family picture that we all took together during our trip to Hawaii for Grandma and Grandpa's 50th anniversary. He let me know how someone edited it so it looked like I wasn't even there. And apparently it wasn't just one picture, but most of them. Oh my. Silly Grandpa, he didn't have to let you know about that. He said he noticed right away since the center was so off. You made the photographers do this, didn't you? You're the one who spoke with them and shows the pictures for the photo album. Why on earth would you do that? Of course, to make the best album I could with the pictures that I had. Do I even have to talk about how the whole thing would be ruined if you were in it? What? This photo album is for your grandparents' 50th anniversary. Why would I let a mistake like you ruin the whole thing? I just thought it would be better for everyone if you weren't in it. So I told the cameraman in advance to make sure that you were included as little as possible in the photos. Why would you do that? How many times do I have to tell you? Because you're a disappointment, honey. Is this about me being a high school graduate again? Who cares? I paid for most of the expenses of the trip itself. If anything, I should be appreciated more than everyone else. I haven't paid for the cost of putting this album together. You paid for everything, so what? Do you think that gives you the authority to talk back to me? What do you mean? You shouldn't get so full of yourself just because you paid for one small trip. Do you know how much money went to waste for your academic fees? The cost of this trip wouldn't even pay for a fraction of what we paid to raise you into an elite human being. We let you attend a private school from preschool to high school, for God's sake. But what do you do in return? You get rejected from all the best colleges and end up becoming a failure. Do you think I got rejected from all those schools on purpose? I had a fever on the day of the national test. I tried my best and still fainted during it. What else was I supposed to do? We're 2 adults now and you have no business in bringing that up again. Shut up! You don't deserve to be talking to me like that right now after betraying us like that. And you sure as hell don't deserve to be a part of the family album, so stop complaining. I'm so glad your little brother came out different than you. Valedictorian from Harvard University. It's like a dream come true to have a son like him. I made sure that Kevin had twice the amount of pictures taken than everyone else so he could fill in space that you left blank. How could you say that to your own daughter? If anything, you're the reason that I ended up getting a fever on the day of the exam. You dragged me out with you on the day before when I begged you to let me stay at home because I didn't want to risk getting sick. But you forced me to go to church in that blizzard. Are you being serious right now? You're blaming your failure on your own mother? I really can't believe this. You're pathetic. Whatever. Talking to you is a complete waste of time anyways. I'll make up some excuse to Grandpa and Grandma so that they'll stop questioning. But don't try to pull a stunt like this anymore. I don't care no matter how much you hate me. But you're causing trouble for people who have absolutely nothing to do with this.
Laura, do you have a minute? I just wanted to apologize for making you pay for the whole trip that we went on a while ago. I had no idea until Mom told me a minute ago. I'll pay a portion of it. So can you let me know about the specific costs?
It's fine, Kevin. Don't worry about it. Besides, I don't have the time or energy to deal with Mom again if she finds out that I made you pay.
But you just paid for the dinner that we went to on Mom and Dad's anniversary the other day. I know that it cost you at least $1,000 for the 4 of us.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot that happened. I've been treated like an ATM machine by Mom for the last few years, so I've gotten used to all of this.
But $1,000? How do you forget about that? Whatever. Just let me pitch in at least half of what you paid. I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that you're paying for all of that on your own.
Are you sure? Half of what I paid is about $5,000. It might be a little much for you.
$5,000? It cost you $10,000 to plan that trip?
Mom told me to make it as flashy as possible, so that's what I did. I even rented a limousine for Grandma and Grandpa, remember? The hotel that we stayed at was a 5-star hotel. And of course all the meals were super gourmet. I'd say it's pretty obvious that the cost of 6 people for a trip like that would cost that much.
I really was intending to stick to my word. Don't get me wrong. But could you please let me wait until the next opportunity to pay for half of the check?
Of course. Look, you don't even have to pay anything. It already means a lot that you at least want to help in some way.
No way. I have to pay at least something. I can't just make my sister take all of this on her own. But I just got an engagement ring for my fiancé, and I don't have much money at the moment. That's all.
An engagement ring? You proposed to Kelly?
Surprise! She said yes, so we're officially getting engaged this year.
Really?
Yeah, I was hoping to tell everyone on the trip, but I got a little too drunk and missed the opportunity.
Oh yeah, I saw Mom telling you to eat and drink more the whole time we were there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm paying you no matter what. I'll give you half of whatever event that comes next no matter what. And I'll make sure you won't have to handle it all on your own. I'm tired of seeing Mom treat you wrong and forcing you to pay for everything.
Thanks, Kevin. But if that's the case, then I want to pay for everything. I'm sure you two are going to have a lot to pay for after the wedding and the ring and all of that. You and I both know that you don't have the capability to be paying for an expensive family trip right now.
But if you keep accepting payments like this, you're not going to be able to keep up at some point. And Mom won't change her horrible attitude towards you no matter what Dad and I say. The least I can do is help you out a little in secret.
I have a good idea. If you want to help me out so badly, then we can go out for lunch next month. You can pay for that. Oh, and make sure to bring Kelly with you too.
Of course, we can do that. Kelly was wanting to see you for a while now too, so it'll be a great opportunity for us to bond. I won't hesitate to use everything I have left to pay for this lunch.
We can just go to Olive Garden or something. Anyways, ask Kelly about her schedule and send me a date whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Laura, have you heard the news? Kevin's finally getting married to Kelly. They just came over to our house yesterday to announce it. You seem really excited, Mom. Of course I'm excited. I've been dreaming of this day for so long. Kelly is also a Harvard graduate with elite genetics. She works for NASA. How could I not be excited to have such an amazing person in our family? My son works for a megatech company and my daughter works for NASA. I can't believe this. It's all a dream come true. Wow, I'm sure that'll be all over national television. Whatever, don't be so jealous. And don't even think about getting in the way of any of this in any way. Do you understand? You're going to stay at your house for the whole day on the wedding day. I swear on God if I see you there. What? This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Why would a high school graduate like you be allowed to attend the wedding of such amazing people? You're the embarrassment of our family. You need to know your place. Mom, I think you're going too far with this whole elite thing. Do you think someone's educational background is more important than the fact that they're family? Of course I do. I'm only saying these things because it benefits you too. What? You're going to feel like the odd one out if you go to a wedding with a high school certificate. I'm sure all of Kelly's relatives and her family are also elites. You'll have too much trouble keeping up with their conversations since they're too smart for you. That's just nonsense. Say what you want to say, just know that you'll be a burden to everyone, so you shouldn't bother coming. Just imagine making all of our guests breathe the same air as an idiot like you.
Well, you don't have to worry about my wedding, because it's already done.
What?
Yeah, it just ended. Just now. It was a massive success. So there's nothing for you to worry about, Mom. I'll be sure to send the photo album to your address later, so you can see it there.
What? What do you mean by your wedding? Who's on the other side of the screen right now? And what do you mean the wedding already ended?
Kevin, of course. And I meant exactly what I said. The wedding just ended a minute ago.
What? What do you mean the wedding already ended a minute ago? The two of you barely announced that you were getting married yesterday.
Oh yeah, that was all part of the plan to make sure that you don't come today. But then again, I thought it would be harsh to not even tell you that we were getting married. So we decided that we would have the wedding on the day after telling you. So there's no way you'd come.
Why would you do that? I'm your mother. Who doesn't invite their parents to their wedding? I gave birth to you. I deserve to go.
All I cared about was to have an amazing wedding, where everyone had a great time. So I didn't invite you. A dumb high school graduate.
What?
What do you mean by what? You should know. I'm just repeating the lines you were saying to Laura earlier. High school graduates aren't allowed to come to my wedding, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. I went to college.
Yeah, but you didn't graduate, did you? Grandpa told me on the trip.
What?
Yeah, you got pregnant with Laura while you were still in college, right? And that's why you left before graduating and got married. That makes you the same as Laura, a high school graduate. The audacity that you have to make fun of her for that is just insane.
That's way different than not getting in at all. I got accepted into a college, which means I have what it takes to be an elite. It's different from Laura's case being denied by every college that she applied to.
Look at yourself, making all of these excuses. Through the eyes of us elites, you two are no different. But I guess you really want to think that you're better than your own daughter. Why would a son want to bring a mother like that to his wedding?
How could you say that to me?
The reason you're so obsessed with education is that you're insecure about yourself being a high school graduate, isn't it? Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate you for spending all the money and effort that you did to help me to get this far in my life. But neither I nor Laura ever asked you to do that for us. You just forced your values onto us, and you dehumanized your own daughter like it was her fault. I wouldn't want someone who put us through that to be there on the happiest day of my life.
Honey.
That's why I, myself, made the decision not to invite you today. Kelly knows all about this whole thing, so do Dad, Laura, and our grandparents. Every single one of them told me that it was up to me because it was my wedding.
How could you do all of this to me? I was more excited for this wedding than anyone else. You disregard everything I've done for you because I'm a high school graduate?
Right back at you, Mom. Every single day, I saw you harass your own daughter because of her educational background. What gives you the right to complain about it when it's done to you?
This clearly isn't just about an educational background. Otherwise, why would Laura be there? If I don't get to go, neither should she.
Laura's a special case. As a representative of the elite community, we thoroughly examined her and took into account that she owns her own company. Oh, and also the fact that she's actually a respectable, kind, and sensible person.
Wait, what do you mean by owns her own company?
I figured you knew nothing about this. The same daughter who you ridiculed for not having graduated a college has her own business. Regardless of the fact that she didn't go to college, she's the employer of several employees who have. And she's making an insane amount of money doing it as well.
What?
Your daughter is doing amazing things in this world, despite the odds. And here you are, thinking that the college that a person graduates from is their only meaningful characteristic. Even though you two are both high school graduates, your emotional depths are so different. I concluded that Laura was indeed a moral and social elite, so I allowed her to come to the wedding.
You're lying. How would a letdown like her ever be able to run her own company? There's no way she's capable of doing that.
Say what you want, but that's the reality. Well then, see you, Mom. Enjoy the album. I'm sure you'll get it by next week.
Explain this whole thing right now. Do you really own your own company? Yes, and I've never hidden it from you. In fact, I explained this to you several times before. But judging from your reaction, I guess you were never listening. What? How do you think I afforded the $10,000 trip that we went on the other day? And the restaurant that we went to on your anniversary with Dad? I wouldn't be able to afford things like that if I was just a normal office worker. But you're supposed to be the disappointment of the family. How much money are you making? Not that I expect much from you, probably just some small company selling random things. You're on the verge of going out of business, aren't you? I mean, you're right about it being a small company, but we're doing pretty well. We pay at least $40,000 annually to each employee. I made about $150,000 last year, and I'm on course to make $200,000 this year. What? How are you making more than Kevin? I mean, I own my own company, so But I'm quitting by next year. I'm going to start going to college. What? It's not Harvard, but it's the school that I wanted to go to. I studied while running the company and got lucky. Company is finally running steadily, so I'm going to take a break from that and become a student, which means I've actually been accepted by a university as well, so we're officially on the same level now. I guess you can't harass me anymore, and I'll be above. Wait, but that would mean that I'm the only high school graduate in the whole family. This is unacceptable. Withdraw the application right now. What? You're not fit to be above me like that. How dare you try to make a fool out of me? You're the disappointment of the family. Are you hearing yourself? I'm your daughter. You know what? I think it's a good time to say goodbye. Let's go separate ways. What? Don't ever show yourself to me again, and I won't either. And don't ever come begging me to help you after retirement. Wait, why would you say that to your own mother? You just wanted someone below you to make fun of. Just so you didn't feel as insecure about yourself, right? Well, I'm not a stress ball. I mean, what kind of mother makes fun of her own child for not getting into college and yells at her to withdraw from admissions when they finally make it? You're not my mother anymore. Yes, I am. And your job as a child is to support her parents after they retire. You can take care of us, and Kevin can fly high onto bigger and better things. Even your life plan is BS. Whatever. Goodbye, Mom. Never talk to me again, got it? Wait! Look, I was wrong for telling you to withdraw admissions. That was too far, and I apologize. So could you please ask some professor to help get me in with you? Idiot. Well then, see you never. I'll be sure to study for both of us in my dream school. I heard the mom was called out by my grandparents and was asked carefully about whether she really did the things I accused her of, which she did. As a result, her own parents were deeply shocked about the harassment she made me face throughout my lifetime. My mom ended up getting disowned by her own parents. After hearing that, I heard that she rushed to call Kevin and begged for reassurance that he cared still. But the elite couple of the century told her that they were way too busy doing elite things to care for a high school graduate like her.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Tim, where are you right now? We were supposed to go on our day trip today, remember? We've been planning this day-long hike through the woods for weeks now. But I just woke up and was about to start getting our stuff ready, and when I looked next to me, I saw you weren't there.
Oh, sorry, babe, my bad. My little sister Sarah called me up in the middle of the night last night. So I hopped in the car and drove over to my parents' house. That's where I am now.
I don't believe this. She called you out to your parents' house in the middle of the night again?
Yeah, and man, am I sleepy because of it. I'm gonna go back to sleep here. So yeah, sorry, but we're gonna have to cancel our hike today. We can go another time.
Tim, oh, you know how much I've been looking forward to the hike. I understand that Sarah called you, but couldn't you just tell her no for once?
Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to turn down an invitation from the cutest little sister in the whole wide world? She's always had a thing for me, you know. I'm her big brother and all, and she just feels more safe and secure whenever I'm around. And you know, for me, it feels really good to have someone that loves you and depends on you like this.
But Tim, every time she does this, it's always something, well, something incredibly trivial. Just a few weeks ago, she called you in the evening and she said that she'd been having trouble sleeping and wanted you to come and sit by her bed while she sleeps. That was our anniversary night. We had reservations to go out to a nice dinner together, and you canceled on me the last minute.
But this time, it actually was really, really important, so hear me out, okay? My sweet little Sarah is gonna be a college student. She needed to take out a loan to pay for her tuition and books and stuff and wanted me to co-sign the loan.
Wait a minute. Sarah's going to college now? So she's going to be taking night classes or something while she keeps doing her regular day job?
Nope, she's already quit. She's going to be a full-time student. I guess she never really felt very good about skipping college and getting a job straight out of high school. So she's been staying with my mom and dad for the past year to study for the entrance exam. And all that hard work and dedication paid off. She passed with flying colors and got accepted into one of the best private universities in the area.
Wow. Well, I'm very happy for her.
Isn't she incredible? I always knew she'd grow up to make something of herself, ever since she was a little girl.
Yeah, and again, it sounds like she's doing very well for herself, but we need to talk about this co-signing thing. That means that you're going to have to make the payments for her if she can't do it for some reason, right? I think this is something that the two of us should talk about together before making any big decisions.
Huh? I don't get it. What is there for us to talk about? I already told her I'd do it. It's a done deal. What do you think she called me out to my parents' house for? I was up all night signing all the necessary forms.
You what?
My parents are on a fixed income, so they won't be able to help her out very much. Plus, Sarah quit her job a full year ago and hasn't made any money since, so her savings are basically all gone. So it's up to me, as her capable and dependable big brother, to step in and help her out.
Tim, why did you make such an important decision without my input? We're going to build a house together, aren't we? We'll need to submit information about our credit to the bank to get a loan of approval soon. What are you going to do if the bank declines us for a loan because of this?
What's the problem? I don't see why that should make such a big difference. All I did was sign some goofy contract. It's not like I'm the one who's borrowing the money. Besides, Sarah says she's going to be sure to pay it all off and make all the payments right on time.
Okay, I'm glad she seems sure of herself, and I don't doubt she's sincere, but it's still concerning. You should have come and talked to me first, Tim.
Oh yeah, and there's one more thing I need to tell you. Sarah's going to need some money for expenses, so we're going to be giving her a little allowance of $300 a month. I'll give you Sarah's account information, so the next time you go to the bank, can you set up an automatic withdrawal for her every month?
$300 a month? Why do we need to send her so much?
Sure, she may have passed the test, but there's still a lot she'll need to pay for. Plus, classes aren't going to start for a couple months yet. She worked so hard this last year, I think she deserves to have a couple months of fun before school starts, don't you? It'll be a good motivation for her to study hard come the fall, too.
Is that it? If she wants some extra spending money, why doesn't she just get a part-time job? She quit her old job, she's done with the entrance exams, all she has to do is wait for classes to start. She has more than enough free time in the day to work for a few hours here and there.
Hey now, she's been grinding away studying for this test for a whole year, and she's finally done with it all. She's absolutely exhausted mentally and physically. She's been under a ton of pressure for so long. And you're gonna sit there and tell her that she needs to get a job now? How could you be so cruel?
But Tim, if we're sending her this money out of our monthly paychecks, that means this is going to be a burden on the both of us. I understand that you want to help out your little sister, but these decisions don't just impact you, they impact me too. I deserve to have my opinion put into consideration.
All right, I've heard just about enough out of you, Andrea. I am your husband, and as your husband, I'm ordering you to send my little sister $300 every month. Period. End of discussion. If you saw the look in Sarah's big, beautiful eyes when she asked me for some spending money, then maybe you'd understand how important this is to her and to me. My little sister needs our help, and we are going to be there for her.
Tim, you're being unfair.
And now I'm going to bed. I expect you to have the first payment of $300 sent to her account by the end of the day.
Like, wow. Your guys' new house is so totally super awesome. And to think I'm gonna be living in this sweet house for free? This is the best. I am so glad that we're gonna be roomies now, Andrea. Hold on. What do you mean we're gonna be roomies? Did you stop by the house today to see it now that it's finished? Well, I guess this is your first time, huh? I didn't come by just to see the house, silly. I came here to move my stuff in. But since you and my brother are working today, there wasn't going to be anyone here to open the door for me. So Tim had a copy of the key made for me. I let myself in. I didn't think you'd mind, seeing as now I'm going to live here too. You're moving in with us? Now, you just wait 1 minute, Sarah. When did all of this get decided? I don't remember ever talking to Tim about you moving in with us. Oh, really? Tim never told you? Oh, that's weird. But, well, that's it. I'm gonna move in with you two starting today. Oh, for the love of... I can't believe Tim went and made another huge decision without me. How many times do I have to tell him that he needs to at least run this sort of thing by me before deciding anything? Well, we've been talking about it for a while now. I thought you knew. Okay, so, Tim told me that you guys were going to buy a new house, right? Well, it sounded like it was going to be so sweet that I asked him if I could live with you guys too. And he said yes right away. He loves me so much. He's a great big brother. So yeah, that's why I'm here today. I'm moving all my stuff in. By the way, where do you guys keep your toilet paper? But Sarah, what are you going to do about your college classes? Your college campus is a full 2-hour drive away from here. Just how in the world are you going to get to school every day? Oh, yeah, about that. Well, I don't know. College seemed like it would be fun at first, but once I actually started taking my classes, it started to get kind of boring, so I dropped out. You dropped out? I can't believe this. Didn't you spend a whole year studying for this? You quit your job? Are you really going to let all that hard work go to waste? Well, it's super duper boring though. My classes are all really lame and I haven't even made any friends yet. This is insane. I guess not too many people go back to college after getting their first job. There's no one else there who's my age. All the other girls in my class are 10 years younger than me. Have you ever tried being around a bunch of teenagers? It's the worst. So about 3 months in, I started skipping classes pretty regularly, and eventually I just stopped going altogether. How can you be so flippant about this? Anyway, it was around that time when Tim told me about the house you guys were building. So since I was bored with my life, I thought I'd spice things up a bit and try moving to a new town. Seriously though, can you believe I lasted 6 whole months before I quit school? I'm really proud of myself for putting up with it for that long. Once I get settled in here, I'll start looking for a job in town. I'm super exhausted from college though, so I'm probably gonna take a few months off to relax. Okay, Sarah, it's your life. You're an adult. You can make your own choices, regardless of how I or anyone else feels. If you want to quit college after 6 months and move to a completely different town, you're free to do so. However, this is our house and I expect you to act accordingly, understand? Huh? I have no delusions about my husband. I know that there's nothing I could ever say to get him to change his mind about letting you live with us. So, I have no choice but to make the best of this situation. But again, if you're going to live in our house, then you're going to have to live by our rules. Furthermore, I expect you to make your fair contribution to our rent, living expenses, utilities, and that sort of thing. Oh my god, are you for real, Andrea? I'm your sister, Andrea, and you're gonna take money from me? Who do you think you are? My parents never made me pay them anything when I lived with them. Your parents are the ones who get to determine how to run their own house, just like we are the ones who decide what goes on here. This is our house, not your parents' house. And family or not, when you live in someone else's house, it's a simple common decency to pay that person for the privilege. Considering your situation, how about $500 a month, all inclusive? That's for food, rent, utilities. Sound fair? Are you out of your frickin' mind? $500? That's like insane. Seriously? It's a perfectly reasonable amount. That's far less than you would pay if you were renting an apartment for yourself, and that also includes food and utilities. So it is insane, in a way, insanely cheap. You do know that I just moved here, right? And that I haven't even gotten a job yet, right? And, I was a college student up until a few weeks ago. How can you expect me to start shelling out $500 right now? All right, I can be reasonable. How about this? I'll lower your rent to $200 a month, and in exchange, you're going to be doing the housework for us. Things like sweeping the floors, doing the laundry, cooking. It would be nice to have someone else to help me out, since Tom is usually too busy with work to do much housework. You have got to be kidding me. Housework? Me? I hate housework. This is your house. You do the housework. I'm not doing any cleaning or cooking. Or any of that other stupid stuff you want me to do, so don't even bother asking. Great. Just great. Come on, I'm coming to the two of you for help, and you're trying to use that to get me to be your maid? What is wrong with you? Seriously, yuck. You know what? I think I might just have to bring this up to my big brother. He's gonna get so mad at you for trying to use me like that.
Andrea, you've got some explaining to do. Sarah just texted me and told me all about what happened, and I am furious. You tried to force my dear, sweet, adorable little sister to be our maid? What's your problem, Andrea?
Calm down, Tim. That's not what happened at all. All I did was tell her that if she's going to live with us, then she needs to pull her own weight. That means paying her share of our living expenses, right? Food, electricity, and rent aren't free. So I asked her to pay some money each month toward these expenses. Then she countered back saying that she didn't want to pay that much. So I told her that if she wanted, I would let her do some of the housework in exchange for allowing her to stay for less money, that's all.
How dare you! Sarah is my little sister. She doesn't need to pay us any money, and she doesn't need to do any housework.
Tim, that's just not going to be an acceptable arrangement. This is our brand new house that we worked so hard to build. We didn't buy this house just to give Sarah free room and board.
This is my sweet, adorable, beautiful little sister we're talking about. I would sell this house in a heartbeat for her if I had to.
All right, Tim, that's it. I've had enough. I am very upset with you for making yet another big decision without talking to me.
Oh no, you're upset? Whatever am I gonna do?
I have put up with so much for so long. I even agreed to allow her to live with us if that's what you wanted. But I've reached my limit, Tim. I am not going to compromise anymore. I'm concerned, and rightfully so, that Sarah is going to use this as an opportunity to force her way into our lives and never leave. If she's going to live with us, then we need to set some clear ground rules from the get-go. If she's not going to pay her fair share toward our expenses, then I am putting my foot down and saying that she is not going to live with us.
You're gonna kick my own sister out onto the street? My darling, adorable, sweet, gentle, loving sister who just moved into a new city and needs the help of her dependable big brother? You're just gonna abandon her to the wolves to live on the streets with all the homeless people?
She might be your darling sister, but to me she's just the same as any other person. And just like any other person, if she wants to live in my house, then she's going to have to contribute, or else it's simply not going to work out. I have enough stress as it is without the stress of having to support a fully grown woman who refuses to work.
How could you be so cold to Sarah? And before that, how could you disobey a direct order from your husband, you bitch?
Tim! You have never spoken to me like that before.
Yeah, well, it's a lot less than I want to say to you after what you just said. Here's the bottom line, Andrea. Sarah is staying here with us for as long as she likes. She doesn't have to pay us any money, and she doesn't have to do any chores. She is free to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, however she wants, and that is final. The only thing I want you to do is shut your big fat mouth and do what I say. From now on, you're gonna do all the chores by yourself, and you're gonna wash Sarah's clothes for her, too.
This is unbelievable. First you accuse me of treating Sarah like a maid, and now you're making me into your maid.
Damn straight. Now shut up, put your phone down, and get to work like I told you to. My sister is living with us, end of story. You don't like it? Fine, then get the hell out of my house.
You want me to get out of the house so you can make out with your precious little sister? To hell with that. You get out.
Huh?
I am done taking crap from you, Tim. I have been a damn good wife to you all these years, and how the hell do you repay me for that? By letting your little sister take over the house and calling me a bitch to boot? If you love your sister so much, then get the hell out of this house and take her with you. Go and rent your own goddamn apartment, you creepy-ass weirdo.
Andrea, is that you? You're kind of freaking me out here. You've never stood up to me like this before.
Shut the hell up, Tim. I am sick of you and your disgusting sister fetish routine. The way you sit together and hold hands, it makes me want to puke my guts out.
What? Sister fetish?
You want me to listen to what my husband tells me, huh? You want me to be a good little girl, shut up and do what you say? Well, screw you! You do what I say now. I've done more than enough for you up until now.
Hey, Andrea, you're starting to really scare me now. Can we take a minute and calm down, please?
This is as calm as I can be right now, you moron. I tried being polite, I tried being nice, but nothing got through your thick skull. So all bets are off now. I am finally giving you a piece of my mind. You've had this coming for a long, long time.
Look, hey, it's been a long day. How about we come back to this tomorrow, huh?
You know, it's really not just the fact that you have a massive crush on your sister. I knew that was the way you were since before we got married. That's all baked into the cake by now. But it seems like every day, every frickin' day, it's gotten worse. You're starting to treat your sister more and more like your wife. Is that what you wanted from me, Tim? Did you want me to be a sister for you? Would that make you more attracted to me? Maybe if I dressed like her and styled my hair like her, you'd stop canceling our dates at the last second to go and be with her.
Hey, there's good reason for that. Let me explain.
And the cherry on top was you inviting her to live with us without asking me. I bent over so damn far, my head is permanently wedged between my ankles. And I'm not bending anymore. Get your crap and her crap packed up and get both of your asses the hell out of my house tonight.
Hey, what's gotten into you? You can't kick me out. Sarah's one thing, but I'm the man of the house, aren't I?
You, the man of the house? I'm the man of the house. Both the loan and the title are in my name.
What?
Oh my God, did you forget about that? You dumbass, you're the one who insisted on that arrangement. Remember? Because you just had to co-sign your sister's loan. You didn't want to add any more debt to your name.
Oh, yeah.
You got so scared to sign up for a $300,000 loan. You pathetic coward, you didn't have any problem taking on Sarah's loan. So I had no choice. Either put the loan in my name or have no house. The house, the loan, even the land it was built on are all in my name. So no, you're not the man of the house. You're barely a man at all.
Oh no, I totally forgot.
But now, I'm honestly kind of glad it happened that way. Now I have every right to tell you and your sister to get the hell out of my house. Oh, and by the way, you're going to be on the hook for Sarah's loan after all. Lucky for you, now you get another chance to step up and be a good sugar daddy.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? What's that about Sarah's loan?
Aw, didn't she tell you about that while whispering sweet nothings into your ear last night? Maybe she was planning to tell you tonight during your little sibling celebration. Well, nothing would give me more joy than to be the bearer of bad news to you, so here it is. She defaulted on the loan you co-signed on, and now you are going to have to pay it off for her.
Seriously?
Oh, I'm dead serious. She dropped out of college. She told you that, didn't she? When I heard that, I was curious what was going to happen with her loan. So I decided to give a little call to the bank, and do you know what they told me? They told me that she was 5 months late on her payments.
She is?
You should have read the fine print. The moment you drop out, the repayment starts. And your precious little Sarah hasn't made one single payment. They've tried contacting her, but she ignores their calls and emails.
So that means that they're gonna come after me next, doesn't it?
Yeah? What the hell did you think being a co-signer meant?
No way, I can't do that. I mean, do you have any idea how much tuition for the school she got into is? She borrowed the full cost for a year of tuition. It was over $50,000.
And when that debt causes your life to come crashing down around you, I don't want to be anywhere near you. So, get out. Now. Both of you are banned from my house for life. Hey, what did you tell my big brother? He just texted me and told me I can't live with you guys anymore. He said that I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to live. What did I tell him? Nothing much. We had a pleasant little chat about the weather, sports, and the fact that you're not making your loan payments. What? You sure didn't waste any time after dropping out to totally ghost the place you borrowed that money from. Didn't they tell you you had to start paying once you dropped out? I imagine they did. And yet, you haven't even made a single payment. Yikes, girl. No way. Why do you know all that? How'd you find out? Oh, I have my ways. I wish I could have seen the look on Tim's face when I told him all about it. Once he realized that now he was going to be on the hook for paying back your loan, I bet he turned pale as a ghost. He said there's no way he was going to be able to pay it for you. Oh no, he can't pay it for me, but why not? I thought I could count on him. Well, Sarah, he might have the biggest sister complex I've seen in my entire life, but that doesn't make him your personal ATM machine. A guy can only have so much money, you see. You mean Tim's kicking me out of the house just to avoid having to pay off my loan for me? Is he just gonna abandon me? But I don't have a job yet, and I don't have anywhere else to live. What am I supposed to do now? You'll have to work that out with your brother, Sarah. Whatever the two of you do from here on out, it has absolutely nothing to do with me.
Okay, I just texted Sarah and told her she can't stay with us, so you don't need to divorce me anymore. I'm so sorry for being a selfish jerk to you. I never appreciated you enough. I realize that now. So what do you say, Andrea? Will you reconsider divorcing me?
Nope. After all the times when I tried to talk to you and you refused to listen? Did you think you could fix this just by apologizing after the fact?
Come on, don't be like that. I mean, we just bought a house together. You don't want to live all alone, do you?
Actually, it sounds kind of nice. I think I might get a cat. Really, getting rid of you might be the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Andrea?
I never told you about this, considering you're allergic to cats. but I've wanted to have a cat for as long as I can remember. Once you move your stuff out, I'm going to a pet shop the very same day. So, no, I won't be lonely at all.
I can put up with a cat. I'll wear a mask in the house or something, so please let me live with you and the cat. I don't want to divorce you.
Then I guess you should have acted like it before it was too late. A good time to apologize might have been, let me think. Oh yeah, the time you left halfway through the first night of our honeymoon to go see your sister would have been a great time. But now, no, you're too late. I don't want to see your face anymore. I don't love you anymore, and I never will again.
Andrea, please!
Don't be too sad, Tim. You still have the cutest little sister in the world, right? Sure, she might be a little impulsive and up to her eyeballs in debt, but she's still your adorable, sweet, beautiful, darling little sister. Maybe the two of you can find a foreign country where your brand of brotherly love is legal and live there. Tim was pretty stubborn about agreeing to the divorce, but once my lawyer got involved, he was much more reasonable. The second he finished writing his last signature, I grabbed the divorce papers and sped over to the courthouse to submit them. Right now, he and Sarah are living together in a small, run-down apartment. They're both working off Sarah's debt together. I was under the impression all she did was pay for a year's tuition, but it turns out she had multiple other expensive hobbies: gambling, designer brand clothing, nightclubs, you name it. All in all, her debt was up to around $80,000. As much as Tom fawns over his sister, seeing the bottom line on the invoice the bank sent them sent him into a furious rage. He screamed his head off at her for a solid 30 minutes until his voice went completely hoarse. It's such a shame. They were such a good couple. But money has a way of ruining relationships, it seems.